A gig's a gig, and if you're a gigging drummer, you are well aware that the size of the venue is going to dictate the volume at which you play. Aside from our dynamics and which cymbals and heads we choose to use, quieter sticks can be a great part of the smaller venue solution. So today we're showcasing 8 different quieter stick options to help figure out what's best for you. How's it going, everyone? This is Adam with the Drum Center of Portsmouth. We're the largest independently owned drum store in the world. All of the drum cymbals and sticks that you see in today's video will be available for purchase, and I'll put the links to purchase them in the description below. Let's talk about quiet volume drumsticks. While these sticks will help lower the overall volume in your playing, there are some inherent drawbacks that come with them, specifically the difference in feel, tone, and durability. Because we're dealing with multi-rods, brushes, and other alternative designs, these hit different. The feel of the grip, rebound, and flexibility is going to dictate how you play in many instances, especially regarding your more note-intensive stick work. The tone of your drums and cymbals are also going to be affected by these lighter weight sticks. Generally speaking, the lighter the stick, the less the resonant heads are going to respond on your drums. This will give them an overall thinner tone, which can actually be an asset in some recording situations. Your cymbals are also going to open up a lot less with these lighter mass sticks, especially heavier cymbals. Because of this, the types of cymbals that you choose are going to have a huge impact on your overall sound. Another consequence of these being lighter and less rigid than your standard stick is that the overall durability just isn't there, particularly with these multi-rods. Because of that, you're probably going to want to carry a bunch of these in your stick bag if you're going to gig with them. So how do you choose? We went through about 24 lower volume stick models and picked out 8 that we thought were a good overall representation of what's out there. We'll start out by playing with some normal 5B sticks on this gorgeous Pearl Reference 1 kit, and some nice thin Zildjian K cymbals as a baseline for tone and volume. Then we'll demo each lower volume stick on this same setup and compare them head to head at the end, as we do. We'll also swap out the standard bass drum beater with a Vic Firth VK-B3 felt beater for the quiet stick portion, which sounds so good that I'll be grabbing one for myself as soon as we're done here. Hey, Future Adam here. One more thing. We're going to be adding an RMS meter in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and it's a measurement of the average loudness of an audio signal. So that'll give you a good idea of how the sticks are volume-wise relative to each other.
These are the Vater Acoustics. They felt pretty natural to me. Definitely not the quietest rods I've ever played, but they have a nice rebound. I think the nylon that's around the wood kind of helps with that. Kind of a nice brighter sound as well. Definitely not the most subtle thing ever, but quite nice. These are ProMark lightning rods. I've played the hot rods, cool rods, lightning rods, thunder rods, all of the rods. Decent rebound, quieter on the cymbals, kind of a tappy sound on the drums. Again, a good kind of low volume option, very much applicable to most musical situations. The Vater Whips. I used to really enjoy the Regal Tip Blastics, and these are very similar to those. The plastic kind of material here gives a different feel, a different rebound. I also really like the splattiness that they have on the drums. Noticeably quieter on the cymbals, at least from behind the kit, than the lightning rods and the acoustics. Really nice. Certainly more flexible though, so you're not going to want to play anything fast with these. These are the RamRod Foamers. I've actually played these before on a gig and they feel really nice. The foam on the inside of the bundle here gives a bit more rebound and kind of a softer feel, which is enjoyable. I will say they're much quieter on the cymbal, especially when you're playing on the ride. And I'll also say, because of the fact that it's just kind of one layer of the rods here with a foam piece on the inside, they definitely don't last as long, especially if you're hitting harder and playing consistent backbeats. These are the Meinl bamboo brushes. These feel pretty cool. They're definitely much more of a dictate the way you play kind of thing. So I would think that these would do a pretty good job with like a train beat. They definitely add a nice texture, a a nice thwack on the drums. You can hear that like when you're playing on the top of a cymbal, they're very quiet, but if you lay into it on the side, it's a much more noticeable volume. So I really enjoyed these. These are the Regal Tip Classic 583Rs, the quintessential retractable metal brush. Obviously quite a bit different from everything else so far. Much quieter on the cymbals. Certainly not something you would traditionally play as a backbeat option. They can be cool. If you kind of hit rim shots with them, they have a nice thwack to them. There's obviously a reason for these, and I didn't really get into too much of that type of playing, and I'm probably the worst brush player here, so you're not going to hear any of that, but cannot argue with these. The Vater Monster Brush. These are probably my favorite. They have such a cool, unique sound, amazing for backbeats, really cool, big, thick tom sounds, very soft and mellow on cymbals, a very nice low volume option. They record really nice as well, which I'm hoping that will translate. Certainly, again, not something you'll play anything fast with, but yeah, I love these. Meinl Nano sticks. A couple of guys here at the shop absolutely love these things. I went straight from the monster brush to these, so it was quite the shock in my hand. So small. Kind of insane how these things sound on cymbals. They almost make them sound like completely different from the way that they usually sound with almost any other implement, if you will. They feel funny on the drums. I'm sure I get used to it. Kind of a super interesting thing. Obviously not a bundle or a brush, but very unique, very interesting, and super cool.
There you have it. 8 different options to help you control your volume. Which one did you like the best? Even if it's not showcased here, we'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. Did you find this video useful? If so, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel? It's a great way to stay informed on all things drums and an easy way to support our independently owned drum shop. For all of us here at Drum Center of Portsmouth, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you found it useful, and we'll see you in the next one.